स्वागत है जी। मैं ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਸਟ ਪੌਲ ਚੀਮਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਲੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ। ਕੁਝ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਕੰਮ ਸਾਡੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੱਬ ਐਗਜ਼ਿਸਟ ਕਰਦਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਉਹਨੇ ਪਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਜੇ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਦੀ ਹੋਂਦ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਐਕਨੋਲਜ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ, ਕਦੋਂ, ਕਿੰਨੀ ਦੇਰ ਤੱਕ ਰਨ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਵੀ ਉਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਅਨਸਰਟਨਟੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹਿੱਸਾ, ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇੰਜੋਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਅਨਸਰਟਨਟੀ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਯਕੀਨ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜਿਉਣ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਹੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ। It is not the certainty that brings joy. It is uncertainty that brings you challenges. You win them over and then you feel accomplished and extremely happy. So ਇਹਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਗੌਰ ਕਰਿਓ। ਕੁਇਕਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਅੱਜ ਐਨੀਵਰਸਰੀਆਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਕਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਲੋਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਕਰਾ ਲਈ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਅੱਜ ਨਵਜਨਮੇ ਸ਼ਿਸ਼ੂਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਲਕਾਰੀਆਂ ਉੱਠ ਗਈਆਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਕਰ ਲਈਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ PC24 RETV ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਟੀਮ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ, ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈ, ਪੌਲ ਚੀਮਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਬਾਦ ਹੋਵੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੋਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਥਾਮਸ ਜੇ ਵਾਟਸਨ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਹੈ। ਥਾਮਸ ਜੇ ਵਾਟਸਨ ਫੈਬਰਰੀ 17 1874 ਨੂੰ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਜੂਨ 1956 ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਅਲਵਿਦਾ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਜੀ। ਉਹ ਚੇਅਰਮੈਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਜੀ ਐਂਡ CEO ਵੀ ਸੀਗੇ IBM ਦੇ। ਕਿਸੇ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ 'ਚ IBM ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਰੌਬ ਸੀ ਜੀ। IBM ਨੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਯੁੱਗ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਾਫਟ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਖੋ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਿਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਚੇਅਰਮੈਨ CEO of IBM. He oversaw the company's growth into an international force from 1914 to 1956. Watson developed IBM's management style and corporate culture from John Henry Patterson's training at NCR. He turned the company into a highly effective selling organization based largely on punched card tabulating machines. A leading self-made industrialist, he was one of the richest men of his time and was called the world's greatest salesman when he died in 1956. This is what he told us. Follow the path of the unsafe. ਆਪਾਂ uncertainty ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ। Follow the path of unsafe, independent thinker. Expose your ideas to the danger of controversy. Speak your mind and fear less the label of crackpot than the stigma of conformity. Crackpot ਕਹਾਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਭੇਡ ਚਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਰੱਖੋ। Be unique, be independent thinker and try to realize your dream. You fail once, you fail twice, you fail 1,000 times, but still get what you wanted to get. Henry Ford is a glaring example. Thomas Edison is a glaring example of these kind of accomplishments, and they failed not once or twice but maybe 1,000 times. When even their engineers were ready to boycott, they still continued with their dream. It is doable. ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਬੈਂਕ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 50 ਬੇਸਿਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਨੇ ਦੀ ਸਲੈਬ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸਿਰ 'ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਲਓ, ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਭਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਧੂਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਹੋਰ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰੋਗੇ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਰੇਟ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 4.25 'ਤੇ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਸੋਰੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਓਵਰਨਾਈਟ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਰੇਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ 4.25 'ਤੇ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਣਾ। ਅਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਛ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਮੰਨੇ ਰਿਐਲਟਰ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੁਰਾ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣੇ ਜੁੜ ਕੇ ਕੁਛ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਚੇਂਜਸ ਅਨਾਊਂਸ ਹੋਏ ਹੈ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਲਾਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਟੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਫੁਰਸਤ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਬਾਕੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਰੀਅਲ ਸਟੇਟ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੂਵ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਮੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੇਝਿਜਕ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟਰੋਂਗਲੀ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡਡ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ 7789991531 ਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਮੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਜਿਹਾ ਮਕਾਨ ਲੈ ਦਿਓ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਗੇ। ਲਿਆਓ ਜੀ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਜੀ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੋ ਸਰ।
Thank you so much, Paul. Amazing to see you again. Lots of things happening here. Interesting news from Bank of Canada. I think the pressures are certainly being put out there. We're gonna see this calculated risk, the outcomes in the next 5 to 6 months. I'm sure. I think generally speaking, as far as what's been moving, a lot of the people have been in a position to negotiate a lot harder and then get a substantially reduced entry point to the home of their dreams. The interest rate is higher, yes, but calculating the price decline, people are getting into places which are manageable at the present time. So maybe they've increased the deposit amount as well, and then maybe a combined family living. But as you well know, that's not everybody's situation. So people who over leveraged last year may feel the pinch by the tail end of next year, and let's see what happens. I mean, if we look at the stats, there in this October, there was 141 sales of detached.
141 sales
in Abbotsford for detached, which is for November. It's now 123. Now that is a drop, of single. Yes, it's double digits, but also it's seasonal, right? I mean, Christmas is here.
Absolutely.
People have sort of taken the position that let's put the moving onto a back burner.
So a couple of issues, things are running at parallel right now. Inflation is one thing, Bank of Canada rate is second thing, seasonality is another thing.
Yes,
all these factors are combined are making market look very sluggish. So I think you will agree that it is not wholly solely the effect of bank's rate increase.
Yeah, exactly. The motivation is has to take a back burner at the moment.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. So we'll see some good results because next year as a strategy, some of the listings that are on the market, I know a lot of people will take them off by the end of December and then relist them for fresh new listing in early January, right? And then see how they react to that.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit more of a reduction in price would certainly help people get into the homes. And if someone bought 20 years ago, they're in a great position because they're able to say, okay, well, it's time for me to retire 6 months in Palm Springs and 6 months in Canada. I need an apartment. So let's cash out, make the most of it, and move on. Regrettably, they didn't do it, maybe a year before. Maybe they would have made an additional 100 grand or 200 grand. But I think that sort of mentality is, okay, well, the home has served its purpose now. It's time to move on. We're retired. The kids are all fine and they're set up. So it's the next phase of life, right? So that cycle continues, and then the other cycle is the new immigrants that are coming have a have bigger window of opportunity because there's going to be more availability
Yes.
because the age restrictions being lifted, right? The age restrictions now don't limit a family with one or two children to
Yes.
only a specific community. Now that has been opened up. So a lot of the people that were in the database, when we sent out a message to everyone, we said, okay, there's more availability. Lots of people are saying, okay, well, great. This is going to help us because at the present time, the market rate for a previously age restricted community might not have reached its highest potential value. So it's a
Yes.
good deal to be had at the present time. So getting above the hurdle of the deposit, making sure the PR status is there or in process, and then taking every opportunity and making it a potential scenario of a success for yourself, right? So
Yeah.
as you mentioned, seasonality as well. For
Yes.
some, maybe the seasonality isn't there because they don't celebrate Christmas. They're like, okay, we gotta get a place. So we're gonna be running open houses right until I think the last weekend. Really, I
Okay.
mean, we won't be doing it on December 25th, but Christmas Eve, I don't know. I mean, 17th and 18th would be the last open house, I think.
Yeah, I
I
don't even
may.
think you should hold open houses in the month of December. You got to take a break. You have to live your life. It's not always sale, sale, sale. Very few people looking for sale. And this is what Bank of Canada's hawkish approach is interpreted by RBC economists. And it's funny though that every time Bank of Canada raises interest rates, it says, oh, probably this is the last increase, and then it comes back again. Oh, probably this is the last increase, and this has been going on since October,
Mm,
when
yeah,
suddenly
I mean,
everyone was talking, oh, this increase is the last release bank indicated, and nobody read the news in totality, where they just said apprehensions, expectations. So they were just misled by the heading title on the news line. And same thing they said again. Is a Bank of Canada's hawkish 50 basis point could be its last. And there are two things going on side by side. The other one says November data shows housing markets are still in correction mode. This is another report that they have been saying. And one more proof point RBC brings out, whether it's headline as is Canada becoming a nation of renters. We'll talk about these in detail as we go along. But what you're saying, I totally get it. We work hard to make sure our clients, meet their expectations that they had with us. That
mhm,
becomes our duty. But at the same time, this is the right time to tell them that, hey, look, it is going to take some time to sell your property. So consider December never existed. So even if you
mhm,
list today, you may end up selling in January, mid-January, or third week of January. Things are going to be slightly sluggish in these months because first Christmas, then Happy New Year, and that goes
Happy New Year,
to the
exactly.
first week, right?
Mhm,
And you try selling a house in the first week, people are going to say, are you crazy? You can't have some fun. It's New Year, man. And then also be careful when you wish Happy New Year. Some people don't even like that. So make sure you know the
mhm,
context of their circumstances before you say Happy New Year. Someone has a death in their house, and then you end up calling them, hey, happy new year. It can backfire on you. So make sure when you call someone, say, how are you doing? Are you okay? Everything fine? Then say happy new year.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's yet to be seen the results of what they've laid out, but one step at a time. I think.
One step at a
I mean,
time.
we haven't seen a decline in the inflation rate due to the increase on the last announcement, so it's still 6.9%, right?
Is 6.9%. The announcement will come later. I forgot the date. It is, I think it is 17 perhaps. This is when inflation report will be
Mm-hmm.
announced. I will check it up in the meantime.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it really depends on situations. We've still seen, some of the high street banks have made statements that there's little or no impact on people making their mortgage obligations at the present time. So, if Bank of Canada is reading this, they're thinking, well, hey,
Yeah,
maybe we need to hammer the nail a little harder.
yeah.
Some people were anticipating a 0.25% or 25 basis points increase this time round, but they went ahead and made it 50. So will it stop in January? Who knows? I mean, this is yet to be seen. Are the control measures working?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're taking a guess too. Am I missing
Everyone is
something?
taking a guess. Everyone is taking a guess. Trust me on this. This is how it goes. When economists make a statement, it is always based off some assumption. And
Yeah.
sometimes the assumption changes. And this is how you see them updating their reports. But they update pretty faster. So next inflation announcement will be on December 21, 2022, and they usually announce it around 10 o'clock.
21st, eh? Just before
Yes,
Christmas.
December 21st, just uh, to give you a shock or a respite. Let's see what happens then. What do you think? We are at 6.9. Just give me a vague guess. What do you think the next inflation would be?
I think it should be reduced. I mean, they in the last announcement it did drop down from 8.1% to 6.9, correct? So
8.1 to 7.7%, then 6.9, then 6.9.
yeah, so maybe it'll stay the same. Maybe it'll be 6 or 6.5.
Yeah, I would love to see that kind of number, but I think it may be higher. Let's see where it goes because I'm guessing it may stay the same or it will slightly tick upward because people are still shopping and things are still very expensive. And Christmas, so in my last broadcast, I suggested this. My advice, my 2 cents to people were that if you don't have money, don't gift anyone. If they love you, they will understand that people are going through tough times. If there are people who are expecting gift from you, regardless your personal situation, then they are not good people in your life. It is hard. If you don't give me a gift, I would understand that, yeah, you know what, must be some hard time because you have been
Mm.
sending gift to me every other year. But now suddenly things stop. It's time to reflect, conserve what you have, and then take it easy, man. Even a
Conserve your
card would be
energy.
great.
Card would be great.
A
You
phone
know,
call can do wonders. Hey, Merry
yeah.
Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you. You don't have to spend thousands to make someone believe that you love them.
Hmm.
Thought, a handwritten note is enough, right? This is my thought, but people believe in showing off, so keep showing off.
Hmm.
So this is how your market is going from 141 sales of detached houses in October. You are down to 123 in November.
That's in Abbotsford, right?
That's in Abbotsford.
Okay,
Okay.
and then
It's
City
not a
of
big
Surrey.
drop.
No, it isn't. City of Surrey combined
Hmm.
is 415
Hmm.
in October
Detached.
and detached, and it's down to 372
This
in
time.
November. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess seasonality is to be blamed. We can't put everything on Bank of Canada
City
that
of
they keep
Langley.
increasing, and that's why we can't buy anything. I see so much rush in the restaurant. I
Yeah.
was at a restaurant having lunch with my friends, and guess what? It was totally packed. People
Uh-huh.
were waiting, and we had to wait for about 40 minutes before we were treated in.
Mm.
Where is the inflation at those establishments? And food is expensive, we all know it. People are still shopping. And then you go to these stores like Moores or Tip Top or other branded stores. They get so many people there. They're shopping. And look at the
Hmm.
online retail data. It's going crazy. I don't know. Are people buying because they think the world is going to crash?
Maybe they're spending more of their deposit monies because they want to see a more of a correction in the real estate market, right? So they
Maybe
people
they're
have
not
money.
buying real estate and they're putting money in buying other stuff.
Exactly. So this is, another conundrum. People are not taking the opportunity that's been presented at the present time. Now, one of the things is, the prices being the way they are, and people are seeing a lower price point.
Hmm.
They're determined um, to make lowball offers. So it's the same scenario as overbidding, right? So they're
Yeah.
going to do they're going to do their lowball offers, and until one hits, they'll keep doing it. So they'll bid on 10 properties, and then
Yeah.
you never know, you might get a great opportunity. So that motivation for that one seller might tip him over the edge or her over the edge and say, okay, fair enough, put your money where your mouth is. Let's do it.
Yeah. I always
So
like that quote. You know that.
yeah.
Put
So
money where your mouth is.
in Langley,
Hmm.
October was 196, and it's gone up 206 in November.
Ah.
Okay. And then in Mission was 39 in October. It's gone up to 42. So some communities are seeing a little bit more action, a little bit more motivation. The
Hmm.
age demographics make a difference. People who've retired have made bank. They've made
Yeah.
money. They're not. They didn't buy at 9 lakhs or 10 lakhs. They bought at 1 or 2 lakhs or even lower,
Hmm.
and they're taking that money and saying, okay, here I come, Caribbean. They've won the lottery. So in that perspective, it's more of a, hearing about the increase in basis points. uh, I think when Bank of Canada reflects on actual data, they're thinking we're not being hard enough,
Hmm.
right? That's why they came up with this 50 basis point. So point taken.
Well, they're
um,
weighing. They're weighing between over tightening and keeping it open. So over tightening or over loosening, they have to find a balance somewhere. Many
hmm,
institutions were of the belief that it will be 50 basis point, but it was also predicted that it may be 25 and then end of it. I also thought it would be 25 basis points, but look at this. This is so unpredictable. It is
mhm.
now too high.
What
And
are
if you look
sales
at the
like
credit
out?
card spending, it has
Yeah.
gone highest since 2020. The average non-mortgage debt is $21,188. Non-mortgage debt, other
Right.
than mortgage. And average credit card balance is also at record high of $2,121. This is worrisome.
So the
People are
banks.
just becoming careless, spending money, and they're eating up their next month's salary today, and we're
So
trailing.
Yeah, so that's financial education, right? So the bank's main objective is to make money, and
Yeah,
they state at the bottom of the statement it says minimum payment, right? So they'll say,
yeah.
okay, let me max out, let me max out, right? And then I'll make my minimum payment. So the mentality hasn't been taught well. You
Yeah.
come from a different school of thought. I come from a different school of thought. There's no financial literacy in the Western Hemisphere.
It is so true, and hold on to that thought. We're coming back after a quick break. Financial literacy is the key word today that is extremely, extremely, extremely relevant. So, got to hear what Amrit Sura has to say about it. Be back in 5 minutes. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416 213 8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416 213 8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647 296 4575 or office phone number 905 790 8877. They are located at 219 220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Are you the breadwinner for your family? Have you ever considered if something were to happen to you, what would happen to your wife, to your children, to your parents? If not, this is the time to call Kamaljeet Bhola at 647 772 1481. She is an amazing insurance advisor working with Beyond Care Insurance Solutions in Brampton, Ontario. Find out what best you can do your family while you can. Do not put this thing off till tomorrow. This could be very, very critical for your family's future. Are you planning to change your career? Well, let me tell you this. You are thinking very right to change your career and become a top quality insurance advisor. Call Sarabjit Ludar at 416 879 3039. She also provides services in life insurance, long-term insurance, travel insurance, critical and disability insurance. Trust me, this is a great profession and everyone needs insurance. So what are you waiting for? Give Sarabjit Ludar a call today at 416 879 3039. Are you looking to buy or sell your home or any commercial real estate? If yes, call me today at 647 333 2273 or 647 328 3279. I provide services in real estate and mortgages. I am mortgage broker with Akal Mortgages Inc., where when we say yes, we stand behind our promise. Reach out to me today. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905 361 0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, You will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. DP Jain Professional Corporation. PC24-RETV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647-333-2273. You can also send your artwork to contact@paulcheema.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647-333-2273. PC24-RETV ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਾਰਟਨਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੜੇ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟੇਬਲ ਰੀਅਲ estate professional ਜੀ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ BC ਤੋਂ Amrit Sura ji ਨਾਲ। So we'll continue our discussion with him. I hope he is in his seat so we don't catch him without that. So Amrit Sura will be with us in a second. I guess he's just gone away somewhere. So what we wanted to say is that consumer debt has literally gone very high. If you look at this breaking news topic, it says it's from yesterday. This is Equifax report that is published in CBC online article. Says the total more consumer debt rose to 2.36 trillion in third quarter, which is 7.3% higher from the last year. And non-mortgage debt is at $599.9 billion. That is 5.3% up from last year. This is as per Equifax report published by cbc.ca. So they reported this is how things are moving around, and this is really, really worrisome. Let's continue talking about that. So look at this screen, Amrit. Total consumer debt rose to 2.36 trillion dollars. Not million, trillion. I can't even speak that word. It's so huge.
Non-mortgage debt. Yeah, it's quite an increase,
number,
right?
Quite a number. How are people going to get off this? It's something very tough.
So they lean on the minimum payment. Now
they lean on minimum payment that says $200 bill will be paid off in 23 years if you keep paying the minimum balance.
Yeah, and keep the spending up because tax revenue will continue on, right? So now I think the government will also start feeling the pinch when people have the inability to do the transactions. So the big ticket items like homes generate a lot of revenue, tax revenue for the government, right? So when they start seeing the impact in their coffers, they might say, okay, well, here let's get things back into the way they used to be, and they need to have income as well, right? So
absolutely. We are all stuck in a cycle that is kind of devouring us. It is really impossible to get out of it. I tried, honest to God, I tried canceling my credit cards and then trying to go into the cash mode. I could never get out of it. There's always something that is paid with your credit card.
Yeah, it's convenience, right?
It's not convenient. Like, I have a balance on my credit card. If I want to just stop working on it, guess what? I have to have double the amount in my pocket so I could pay out this card and then continue using my cash so I can get out of this cycle. But that never happens because I have already spent my next month's or maybe another half month's salary today, so that money goes into paying the credit card debt. For the next month, I still need things to purchase. And then I again use the card, and this cycle is devouring all of us. It is such a great capitalistic concept, but it literally has us in a serpentine loop. We can't get out of it.
Right.
Just imagine that you are being squeezed by that big snake. I don't know what you call that. There was a movie on it as well. Right? Something that
yeah,
can just devour anything that comes its way.
Right. So, you know, their job is to sell debt. They make money on leverage, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think in Canada, you can borrow up to five times your salary on a mortgage. So they look at your combined your income, and then how much other debt you have, and then qualify you based on that. But
yeah,
are you going to be able to make that minimum payment? So you really think about how you're going to use debt wisely, right? If you have the ability to pay the full amount every month, that's a better position to be in. Use the facility of the credit card, pay it off each month, and then move on. But none of that was taught in schools. I mean, you know, you were brought up, I believe, in India. So over there, I think it's limited amount of, from my understanding, unless the West has its tentacles there as well. Because I know in the Middle East, you know, a lot of people were, okay, if they have a place to lease, they want one check, right? Sometimes you'd see many deals, they'd say, please send proof of funds before we look or counter your offer, right? No one wants to be in a position where they're needing someone else to be at the mercy of a lender, for example. You know? So
absolutely. I think the government should do something with the taxation, but I don't know. Dubai is such a rich country. People are so rich there, and the country doesn't have property taxes. You keep all of it. Not only that, even if you rent it, and you still don't have to pay any tax there. So how can they do it? Is it just because of their, is it real estate, oil, what they're banking on?
So there's more tourism now in Dubai.
More tourism.
Abu Dhabi itself, being the capital city, is the oil-rich area. Pearls were essentially the beginning of their, you know, pearl diving was a big thing in the 60s over there, and then obviously gold exchange was a big thing as well, right? So and it's tax free, so a lot of people set up their corporations there in order to avoid massive taxation. So they yes, they over there they do also sell debt, but again, when the basis of Islam was, you know, you can't profit, there's a different way they structure your debt payments, right? So there's still mortgages being given out there, but generally speaking, on the bigger deals that were happening there, they were requiring you know, proof of funds. So
we have one of our watcher saying this comment. He says, Santa, Bank of Canada, has dropped early Christmas gift, and there will be no live press conference as we need to unwrap the project. Looks like more surprises will be coming in 2023, as inflation will not come down due to holiday season. See, that was what I was expecting, that because of purchases, the inflation will not come down. So we wait until 21st October. And Rajiv Verma, he owns a mortgage company. He is a very intelligent person, and I keep asking him to come on our show and enlighten us. But he was setting up so many things, and he met me at some mortgage convention a few days back, and he did promise that he will be with us one day. So I'm still waiting for him to say, Paul, I'm ready to come down here. And we need such people to educate consumer how they should run their life, what they should plan about. And I see his comments. He is a very learned person. Thank you very much, Rajiv. So things are not going to change, and this is what Chrystia Freeland, the finance minister, said, that upcoming months won't be pretty as rising interest rates slow a once red-hot economy and force some people out of their jobs, Minister Freeland. So this is an alarming bell being rang by those in power, finance minister.
Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum that they've put on to basically the income of the government, the taxpayer.
Yeah.
The taxpayer is feeling the pinch quite substantially, right? So
it's not a pinch, it is a big blunt cut. Right? It's just not a pinch, it's like slicing somebody's arm and saying, hey, this is the gift you got for Christmas. I think they should stop making announcements in December. They should change their schedule a bit. They make 8 announcements throughout the year, and they can just spare the month of December. So let people have a sigh or relief. It's so easy for them to do it. Rather do it in some other month. I don't know why they keep doing it in this month, December. It's the season of holidays. It's season of fun, and they should let people enjoy their lives.
Yeah, but money never sleeps, right?
Money never sleeps, but at least these dangerous announcements wouldn't find the light of the day. People can still, live in a delusion that everything is okay. I would like to live in a delusional state if that makes me happy. I don't care, fact, what happens to the facts. Who cares? Life is different.
Yeah.
It's a big statement coming from Freeland, and she did warn people to make sure they do not overspend this time. The Bank of Canada's recent rate hike to tame sky-high inflation will increase borrowing costs for businesses and consumers alike, which will send shock waves throughout the economy. This is what Minister Freeland stated, and she was speaking at an auto industry conference in Windsor, Ontario. Freeland said she would be honest with Canadians about the roadblocks that lie ahead and the threat of higher unemployment and mortgage rates, developments that could hurt many households. Well, I thank Minister Freeland for stating the obvious, which is cool.
It's happening right in front of us, right? So
right in front of us.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
It's a wake-up call, yes.
Yeah.
And we are expecting more increases from central banks despite whatever happens.
So into the next year, into next year, that's going to continue on.
I think the announcement will be somewhere in January next year. Yeah, let's see where it goes. Market is going down. All the stats are running side by side on my screen. They are in Punjabi language because I do not want Amrit Sura to understand what I wrote there. It says Housing Report November 2022, 4,544 houses sold, which are 49% lesser than the last year. The home price index, the benchmark 5.5% has come down by 5.5%. And all type houses had an average price 7.2% lesser than the last year. The biggest drops were in the luxury segment, bigger type of houses, expensive houses.
Right.
And in 416 region, which is Toronto, the average price was $1,096,087, and rest of GTA it was $1,206,041. This was registered. And detached homes in 416 area, they sold for an average of $1,560,548, and in rest of GTA, the average price was $1,039,165, and it is less than by 13.8% in Toronto and 11.3% rest of GTA. Semis in 416 they sold for an average price of $1,187,016, and rest of GTA sold for $924,080. And these changes were 17.1% lesser in Toronto, 13.7% in rest of GTA from last year. The condo apartments in 416 they sold for an average price for $734,797, and in rest of GTA they sold for $648,332. And the drop from the last year was 1.5% in Toronto, and it was an increase by 0.3% in rest of GTA. And this is all due to increased borrowing cost, PERIOD.
Wow.
I
So
literally
people are
translated
taking,
all the ticker for you.
that's amazing. So basically, the people that are buying are taking their size expectations down a little bit, for sure. Getting
Yes,
into,
kind of.
mm,
I would say that that's true. It's taking a break from the things. It's not easy for people to buy a house in this market. And when people thought they will just grab any house, suddenly things totally change. And I will tell this to those people, those homeowners who are struggling to make the payment. We have an amazing program which will free you from paying higher cost. Give us a call at 647-333-2273. If you want to call us during our live broadcast, our phone numbers are up on screen: 647-956-1020, 647-800-1518. Give us a shout and interact with us. We would be happy to take you live on our show. So what do you think
so
for next month? You think the market picks up in January?
it really depends on how people take that opportunity of more units being available, because there
Uh-huh.
are going to be pre-sales available. There's going to be a number of opportunities where age restricted now doesn't matter. People can bid on those properties. They can live there with their families. So, um, are people going to be making a decision quicker? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take their sweet time. The buyers have serious buyers are in control at the present time. So I think we'll see the market continue to be a little bit sluggish.
Yeah,
And it really depends on the motivation. I know some people are moving from the east into the Fraser
West.
Valley area. So yeah, they want to be on the west coast now. So
Yeah,
they've made some money on the east coast, and they're bringing their families here. Um, that's an encouraging thing. Hopefully everyone can be in a manageable state, as opposed to be
absolutely.
in a
And I wish best to
fear-based
each
state.
and every one of person who is listening. Or Christmas is around the corner. Just 17 days, 12 hours, 31 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Mm,
We have the clock ticking, tick, 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 tick.
yeah,
Well,
maybe there'll
that's
be a
a,
quick.
good talk today. I really enjoyed the information you shared, Amrit. So we have about less than 2 minutes. We are going to wrap it up. I got my
Mhm.
brother all the way from India, so I have to drop him at his daughter's place. I told them, I have to run the show. You please wait. So I will take you to the daughter later on. Or I can drop you right now, but I will come back quickly. So thankfully
Mhm.
they are waiting. Didn't look nice, but commitment is a commitment. Show is a show. It's hard to postpone it.
And they also get to spend some good time with you and the family there. I think it's important. Let people understand that you get a chance, one season a year, in order to come together and really make a point of putting your heads together for a great new year coming up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is where we are. So thank you very much. But before we leave today's show here, I just want to offer my sincere and deepest condolences to those families who lost their beloved one. We shall pray for peace to the departed soul, and we shall also pray for strength to you to overcome this shock. So stay tuned with more quality education or information from PC24-RETV. This program is broadcast over YouTube channel, which is PC24-RETV, translates as Real Estate TV. Please like, subscribe, and share the channel so we can provide you a better information and customize it in an amazingly beautiful way. We have a lot in mind. We want to implement that one thing at a time. So, but with your participation, it could be faster. We want your opinion. We want your, you judge us. I allow you to judge us and share how you feel this program is doing. Is it a good program? It's a worst program. Should we shut it down or should we continue? Because everything was directed to help the consumer. It has no other agenda. You can work with any person, any professional you want. We are not seeking your business, but we just want to share industry knowledge and information, which is so confusing if you go by just that Google search. Trust me, it's not a great search engine. It gives you so many contradictory viewpoints that I personally get lost in those confusing ideas. Then I have to find some solution from legitimate professionals who are in the industry, like insurance. Why take insurance? Googling it up on internet will give you so many weird comments, but call a professional, he will give you the better picture. Same for real estate, mortgage, any industry. Google can never replace living human beings. So contact them and find out what's best for you, your family. With that thought, me and Amrit Sura will take your leave. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. 17 more days.